So this is the step-by-step process for becoming a mortgage loan originator. So I'm going to go through with you and I'm going to show you the step-by-step process for becoming a mortgage loan originator in less than 30 days, even if you don't have any prior mortgage experience. Now, some of you guys are going to follow my instructions step by step, and you're going to become licensed and begin doing mortgages in less than 30 days. Some of you guys may have your own way that you want to do it. But what I promise you is that after the next hour here, you're going to know, you're going to have the formula, you're going to have the knowledge, you're going to have the step by step process for becoming a mortgage loan originator in less than 30 days, even if you have no mortgage experience. So let's get going. In the past, we've all known someone who was a loan officer, right? That's what we called ourselves back then. Before 2008, it was not mortgage loan originator, it was loan officer. But in the past, we've all known someone that was a loan officer. I can remember going to the grocery store. The person that was bagging my groceries also did loans. I can remember going to the hairdresser. My hairdresser did hair, but she also did loans. And if you think about it, everyone has someone, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a sister, or brother, someone in your family was a loan officer that did loans. In the past, we all know someone that was a loan officer, but then the rules changed. The whole mortgage meltdown happened, the whole list of foreclosures happened, all the scams and unethical people came involved, and then it all stopped. And now, in order for you to be a mortgage loan originator to do loans, you have to have a license. You have to have an NMLS endorsement on your license. And it's to protect the public because of all of the scams and things that took place in the past. Well, this training is for you if you want to obtain your NMLS license, your NMLS endorsement, but you can't afford to take a lot of time off work to complete the required pre-licensing training. See, there's some training you have to do now. Before, anybody can do mortgages, but now there's some training that has to take place. It's 20 hours of pre-licensing. And if you don't have a lot of time away from your family, your job, school, to go and take that 20-hour training, we're going to show you, we're going to give you a plan on how you can obtain your license, even if you can't afford to take a lot of time off work to complete the required pre-licensing training. This training is for you if you are a real estate professional struggling to generate additional income. You see, the rules have changed. Now, real estate agents can now do loans. Real estate brokers, you once again can now do loans and mortgages if you're properly licensed. That's the thing. Real estate agents, mortgage brokers, real estate professionals can now do mortgages if you're properly licensed. And I'm going to go through the steps to show you how to become properly licensed. Imagine the income if you can not only help the people with their loan, but you can also help them with their mortgage. There's some rules and regulations that you're going to need to learn, but that's the whole idea. See, I'm a real estate broker and I got tired of giving my money to the loan guy. I wanted to be the loan guy as well. But now that the rules have changed, real estate professionals can now also do mortgages if you're properly licensed. And we're going to go into detail about that. Maybe you've tried to pass the NMLS exam in the past, but failed. It's a tough exam. The pass rate right now is about 54%. That means almost half the people that take the exam, they fail it the first time. Especially real estate agents, especially brokers, because we underestimate this exam. Okay, so maybe you've tried to pass the exam in the past, but you failed. If that's your situation, this training is for you. Maybe you just want to become a mortgage loan originator. You want to do loans, and you just don't know how. See, you don't have to have a real estate license to do mortgages. Everyone that wants to do loans doesn't want to have a real estate license. So you can do that whether you have a real estate license or whether you don't have a real estate license. You can do loans if you're properly licensed. So even if you're slightly interested in becoming a mortgage loan originator, this is one webinar, one training you don't want to miss. My promise to you today is I'm going to show you in the next 45 minutes. I'm not even going to hold you very long, but I'm going to show you the 6 steps that it takes to become a mortgage loan originator, and I'm going to give you a plan on how to do it in 30 days or less. Over half of my students become licensed in 30 days or less because they follow the system. They follow the plan. I'm going to make sure that I give you that plan, and you're going to decide if you want to take the steps necessary to do this in 30 days or less. I'm also going to go through with you the 5 biggest mistakes that will prevent you from passing the NMLS exam. There's 5 things that people do over and over again. I don't want you to go through that. I'm going to go through and I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest mistakes that individuals make that keep them from passing the exam. And I'm going to show you how to avoid those. I'm also going to show you the same exact steps that we've taken our students through that have earned us our 92% pass rate. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw any of my YouTube videos or visited our Yelp page or our Facebook reviews, but we have a 92% pass rate for helping students pass the exam. We're one of the top 10 schools. Actually, we're in the top 5 schools of the NMLS that actually provide this training. It's because we have a system in place, and if you follow the system, you will pass the exam. So what I want to do is I want to get an idea of who I have on the actual call. I'm going to take a quick poll. Give me a second to put it up here. And what I want to know is, what profession are you currently in? Are you a real estate agent trying to create additional income for yourself? Maybe you are a State Farm agent. Now, State Farm agents can also do mortgages. Maybe you're a previous loan officer trying to get back into business. Maybe you're brand new to the business. Let me know where you are and who, so we can get an idea of who we actually have on the call. Wonderful. I see a lot of you guys on this call are new. I see real estate agents. We're going to show you how to make some additional income. I do see previous loan officers trying to get back into business. So great. So those of you that are new, welcome aboard. Those of you that are trying to get back into the business, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close that poll, and we're going to go a little bit further. So what I want you to do, like I said, I'm not going to keep you long. I know some of you guys are East Coast, and it's already later for you. It's only 6 o'clock here, so for me, but I know it's about 9 for you if you're on the East Coast. But let's do this. Let's focus. Go ahead and turn off your cell phone or put it on vibrate or silent. Turn off Facebook, Instagram, all of that. And if you're serious about creating big results, I'm going to show you in the next few minutes how you can seriously make a difference in your life and the amount of income that you make. So stick with me to the end. If you stick with me to the end, there's going to be some things that I'm going to actually give to you guys. There's a tool that we use. And if you stick with me to the end after the question and answer session, I'm going to give you my #1 resource that we give our students. And I'm going to give that to you for free. But you have to stay on to the end. You have to stay on to the end, and we'll make sure that you get that. Who am I? Just so you can get an idea of who I am. My name is Artricia Woods, and I'm the instructor broker of Affinity Real Estate and Mortgages. A little bit about me. I do have a master's degree, teaching credentials, NMLS license, real estate license, insurance license. I'm what you call a professional test taker. But in addition to that, I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm even a grandma. But my passion lies in training and teaching. I love to teach. And my gift, I found, is being able to take hard to understand information and teaching it to other people. And with this NMLS, this is hard to understand information. And like I said, my gift is breaking it down. I call it breaking it down Sesame Street style so that I can make sure that you guys understand this stuff. It's a very hard test. It's a very tricky test. Okay. And we want to make sure that you guys know what you need to do and know what you have to know in order to go through and pass it. It's not an easy test. So before I even go through the income potential, I want to get an idea. How many of you guys have tried the test before? I'm going to put another poll up. How many of you guys have actually tried the test before? Let's see here. Let's bring that one up. One second here. Maybe you've tried it once or twice. Maybe you've tried it 3 times. Let me know where you stand. How many of you guys have tried it before and failed? How many of you have tried it twice? Anybody tried it 3 times? Now, I see a lot of people have tried it once. A few of you guys have tried it 3 times. We want to see that's a lot of money and time. What I want to make sure that if you have not taken the exam before, and it looks like the majority of you haven't, we want to make sure that you pass it the first time. And for those of you that haven't taken it yet, that have already taken it, we want to make sure that you pass it the next time, because there's a lot of money, time, energy, and effort that goes into this. And we want to make sure that you guys are actually getting what you need to do in order to pass the test. So let's talk about the income potential. How much can you make? Why would you want to be in this business? Well, these slides to line up. In March 20th, 2018, Indeed.com reported that the average California loan originator made $83,000 a year. That's a lot of money. Now, I know all of you guys aren't in California, but the average loan officer across the United States made about 64. That's a lot of money, especially taking into consideration that a lot of the people are doing this on a part-time basis. Now, let's look at this. The average percentage points that a loan officer will make is 2% on a loan. Okay, 2 points. Honestly, most loan originators charge 3 points, but we're going to keep it kind of conservative here. And let's say that you charge 2 points on a loan. Let's do the math. Let's say you did a loan on a home that's $250,000. $250,000 and you're only charging 2 points, that's $5,000 income on one loan. Now, if you're getting into this business, I'm sure you plan on doing more than one loan a month, right? Also, if you're getting into this business, you're probably going to charge the average 3 points, 3%. Now, the other thing to look at this $5,000 is on a $250,000 home. I don't know about some of the states that you guys are in, but in California, there are very few homes that are $250,000. What if you charge 2% on a $400,000 loan, a $700,000 loan, a $1 million loan? The point is, this is excellent part-time income. Some people don't even make $5,000 a month. And if you just did one loan, you only charged 2%, and the loan amount was $250,000, $5,000 income. What if you also did a real estate transaction for that deal as well? Or what if this was your part-time income and you had a regular 9-to-5 job? Again, this is a lot of money. Let's take that over a year. See if you just did one loan a month for a year. That's $60,000 income in 1 year. That's more than a lot of people make in their entire year on their regular job. And like I said, you'll probably be doing a home that's worth more than $250,000, or you'll probably be charging more than 2%. The average is about 3%. And you'll probably be doing more than one loan a month. So the income potential in this particular field is skyrocketing. But before you can make this kind of income, you have to be able to pass the test. That's what's stopping a lot of people. Before you can become a mortgage loan originator, you must pass the NMLS exam. So I'm going to be happy to share with you today what's worked for me and my students that have helped us earn our 92% pass rate among our students. I encourage you to take a look at the YouTube videos. I encourage you to take a look at our Yelp reviews, our Facebook reviews, things of that nature. But we have a system in place. And if you follow the system, you will pass. I tell people, just like I tell my husband, if you do what I say, everything will be okay. If you follow the system, everything will be okay. So, as I told you before, this is the pass rate per the NMLS site. It's about 55%. That means 45% of the people that are actually taking this exam, they fail it the first time. And see, what happens is if you fail it, you have to wait 30 days before you can take it again. If you fail it the second time, you have to wait another 30 days. But if you fail it 3 times, they make you wait 6 months before you can take it again. And each time that you take it, you have to pay $110 for the test. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of time. So we again want to make sure that if you haven't taken the test yet, that when you take it, you pass it the first time. And for those of you guys that have taken it and you saw how tough it was, we want to make sure that you pass it the next time. The next time. So you don't want to be like this guy. I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons why people fail the test. Look at him. He's disgusted. He got out of the testing center, studied all that time, and he failed. See, the thing is, especially with those of you guys that are real estate agents or been in the mortgage industry, you underestimate this test. My easiest students are the students that haven't been in the industry at all because they take the information I give them, they study it, they pass. But when I'm dealing with real estate agents and brokers, you guys always want to tell me how it used to be. Or back when I was doing loans, it was like this. And you want to concentrate on how it is now. You have to pass the exam now. And a lot of the rules and regulations have changed. So let's talk about the top 5 reasons why people fail the exam. Number 1, test takers do not adequately prepare for the exam. You think the 20-hour class is all you need. Well, what I want to tell you is that the 20-hour class is not your exam prep class. It's your pre-licensing class. Those of you that are on the line that are real estate agents, you had to take some real estate pre-licensing. Then you had to take an exam. Same thing here. Insurance. You had to take some classes. Then you had to take the exam. Here you have to take a 20-hour pre-licensing class. But that is the class to get you into the business. It's going to talk about the industry, not necessarily what's on the test. And a lot of people fail the first time because they take the 20-hour class and they try to go straight to the test. No. You're going to have to study an additional 10 to 15 hours, and you have to study good material. And a lot of that stuff you guys are finding online or at other places, it's not good material. It's old, it's outdated, it's just not going to help you pass. So the number 1 reason that people fail the exam is they don't adequately prepare. They take the 20-hour class. The 20-hour class is the class that you must take to get in the business, but it is not your exam prep class. You need to find a good exam prep class that's going to teach you how to pass this very difficult exam. The number 2 reason, you took the wrong pre-licensing class. And what I mean by that is you took the wrong type of pre-licensing class. Most people go for the cheapest, where you get what you pay for. Or they go for online. And in an online class, there are not a lot of good ones out there. A lot of them, you have to just read the page, click next, read the page, click next. You're not really learning. They're requiring that you teach yourself. Or most of you guys took an online class and did you really pay attention? Or were you on the phone? Or were you watching TV? Or were you watching the kids? You took the wrong type of pre-licensing class. Now, we teach an online class, but in my online class, I actually teach you the information that you need to know. I'm not going to rely on you reading it, understanding it, and clicking next. No. In my online class, I actually teach you what you need to know. That's why it's called online instructor led. There's an instructor. I'm going to lead you through the information. Now, we offer this class pre-licensing in 2 formats. We offer it live in boot camp style. People either drive in, fly in. I had a guy from Arkansas. I had a guy from Alaska come in for 2 days. Boot camp, 10 hours a day, do it live, you get that out of the way. But if you can't do that, we have online instructor classes. And I'm very proud of my online classes because my students are doing very successful. I have them in 5-day format. You do 4 hours a day. You can do an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, an hour in the evening. You just have to do 4 hours a day for 5 days. And I have a 10-day online class where you have to do 2 hours a day for 10 days. And you've met that requirement. But you want to take a good online class if you're going to take a good online class. Most of you guys probably took an online class, tried to take a test, and didn't pass it. It wasn't a good class. So people either choose the cheapest or they choose a very bad online course. And there's a lot of bad ones out there. Number 3, studying without a plan. If all you're going to rely on is practice exams, you're not going to pass this test. You're not going to pass this test by only doing practice exams, because all you did is memorize the question and the answer. You have to understand why the answer is the answer, because it's a tricky test. The test is designed to trick you. So you have to know, a lot of the questions are scenario based. You have to know, not only do you have to know RESPA, TILA, HMDA, those are some of the new rules and laws and regulations. You have to know how all of those things work together. So I don't teach you question, answer. I need you to understand why the answer is the answer, so that regardless of how they ask you that question, you'll be able to figure it out. Because a lot of the questions are scenario based. They're stories. And if you don't know the basics, if you don't know the concept, if all you did was memorize a bunch of questions and answers, you're not going to pass this test. Number 4, waiting too long before taking the exam. This exam changes a lot. Okay, so if you are just studying sporadically, that's why I say let's do it in 30 days or less. If you are going in and out of the test material, you're not going to pass. The test content changes a lot. They've already changed it 8 times. Wait too long, then with the information you're studying, it's not going to be any good. So waiting too long before taking the exam, that's the number 4 reason why people fail the exam. And the last reason, probably the biggest reason, not understanding exactly what's going to be on the exam. Again, a lot of people take that 20-hour class. In that 20-hour class, there's about 3 hours of test information. But you leave that 20-hour class and you try to study everything you learned in that 20-hour class, and you're not going to pass. You have to understand exactly what's going to be on the exam. And guess what? They give you this information if you know how to find it. The NMLS has actually released an updated test outline. It tells you what areas, what things you need to study to pass the exam. And most people don't even know it exists. Well, one of the things I'm going to give you after this particular webinar is I'm going to give you that outline. I want you to actually know what it is you need to know, what topics, what subjects you need to know to pass this exam. There's 5 sections of the exam. Do you know what 5 sections you should be studying? You have to know this information. See, taking this exam without a clear idea of what's on the exam, that's like driving cross country without a map. How do you know if you're going the right way? I'm going to say that again. Taking this exam without a clear idea of what's on the exam, guys, that's like driving cross country without a map. How do you even know if you're going the right way? How do you know if you're studying the right information? It just doesn't make sense, especially when they give it to you. So we want to make sure that you guys have that information. I want to share with you a testimony from one of my students. Her name is Alexandra, and this is what she had to say. I took the 20-hour required class online, not with Artricia. I took the exam. I didn't pass. Then I took the exam prep course, one she found online, still not with Artricia. She didn't pass. I was so frustrated because if I took the exam one more time and I didn't pass it, I'd have to wait 6 months. Remember, I told you if you fail once, you wait 30 days. You fail twice, you wait 30 days. But if you fail that 3rd time, you have to wait 6 months before you're eligible to take the exam again. So she said a coworker recommended Artricia's NMLS crash course, and I decided to give it a shot. The tips and tricks you taught me helped me remember the many little details during the exam. She took it a 3rd time after 6 days of studying our material, and she passed. And that's her story. This one is Philip. Philip is actually a State Farm agent. He said, after attending your class, which was very entertaining and helpful, I passed the first try. That's what you want to be able to say. I passed the first try. Your ways of helping us memorize the cumbersome regulations definitely help. I recommend it to all State Farm agents. This is how you become a mortgage loan originator in 30 days or less. even if you have no prior mortgage experience. So here we go. These are the steps that you need to take to become a mortgage loan originator in 30 days or less, even if you have no mortgage experience. The first thing you have to do is you have to get your NMLS number. They call it your unique identifier. You just go to the NMLS site. You'll get some information in the step I'm going to give you today. You get your number. That takes 5 minutes. Step number 1, take 5 minutes, get your NMLS ID. Step number 2, you're going to complete your 20 hours of training. Well, I gave you 3 ways to do it with us. 1, a 2-day boot camp. Then you have 28 days left. Or 2, you can take our 5-day online class. Then you have 25 days left in the month. Last resort, take our 10-day class. Then you still have 20 days left in the month to become a mortgage loan originator. Completely doable. After you completed your 20-hour class, then you want to get ready for your test. This is where I want you to spend your time in. I want you to get the 20 hours out of the way, and then I need you to take 5 to 7 days to take and study our exam prep information. 5 to 7 days, 2 hours a day, you will be fine. That's where I want you to spend your time. So step number 3 is to study and pass the exam. After you do that, step 4, 5, and 6 can virtually be done in one day. Can all be done in one day. You complete your application. It's an online application. You go online, you fill out an application just like a job application. You're going to do a fingerprinting background check. They're going to tell you where to go near your zip code to do your live scan. They're going to pull your credit report, and you're going to obtain sponsorship. Decide where you want to work or what type of entity do you want to work. Do you want to work as a real estate agent or broker, or do you want to work as a DBO company because you don't have a real estate license? Step number 1 takes 5 minutes. Get your number. Step number 2, complete your 20-hour class. Do it in 2 days, 5 days, or 10 days. Your choice. Step number 3, take 5 to 7 days. Take the exam prep course. Study, pass the exam. Step 4, 5, and 6, you can do all that in a matter of a day. Completely doable. This is how you become a mortgage loan originator, whether you have experience or not, in 30 days or less. So why are you here today? Well, maybe you've tried to take the exam before, once or twice, and you can't afford to fail it again. Maybe that's the reason why you got on this call. Maybe you're a real estate professional trying to generate additional income. Again, the rules have changed. Now real estate agents and real estate brokers can now do loans. Like I said, I'm a real estate broker, but I got tired of giving my money to the loan guy, and half the time I'm running around doing all his work. I want to be able to tell my client, I'm going to do your loan, I'm going to do your mortgage. We're going to keep it all together. Now, there are some restrictions that you're going to learn about when you're dealing with FHA, and you learn those when you're in the business. But the point is, it's completely doable. I have clients all the time that are putting 20% down. I do their loan, I do their mortgage. I get a commission on the loan, I get a commission on the mortgage. There are some things that you need to know and restrictions, especially when you're dealing with FHA, but you'll learn those. You'll learn those. But even if you're not a real estate agent, and like I said, everyone that wants to do loans doesn't want to have a real estate license. That's fine. Maybe all you want to do is mortgages. Maybe that's why you're here today and you want to learn how to do that. Maybe you want to provide multiple services to clients you already have. Maybe you just want to become a mortgage loan originator, but you didn't know. You're not sure of what the steps are. Whatever the reason, we got you covered. Everyone has to go through those 6 steps that I just talked about. This is some information on our 20-hour class. Again, I told you we do it in a couple of formats. You can do it online or you can do it live. Our live classes start every single Monday, and you can do a 5-day or a 10-day. Our exam prep class, we have those live, and we have those online as well. Here's another testimony. This is from Benji. Now, this is what Benji had to say. Just wanted to let you know that I passed the exam yesterday with 80% first take. So you have to pass the test with a score of 75% or better. He said, Artricia has a system. You'll hear me talk about the word system a lot. A system that breaks it down so that you can pass the first time. He studied for 2 weeks. He took the online programs and studied for 2 weeks, and he passed the test on the first time. This is what the test consists of, and this is where our class consists of. Module 1 is all about federal laws. That's 23% of the exam. Excuse me. Module 2, general mortgage knowledge. Module 3, or the third part of the test, is loan origination activities. That's the largest part of the exam. And this is where I have to tell my real estate agents and brokers, they want to tell me how it used to be or how they used to do loans, and I have to tell them, you need to learn how it is now. If you go into that test and you answer the questions on how it used to be, you're not going to pass. You have to learn how things are done now, and some of the things have changed. Then we have ethics, section 4 of the test, and then we have section 5, the uniform state content. You only have to take one test now. One test covers all states. It was not always like that. There was always a national test, and then you had to take a state test. So a national in California, a national in Utah, a national in Texas. Not anymore because of this section. Now there's one test, and it covers all states. So you don't have to worry about taking a specific test for your state. You have to worry about passing the national exam. This is Heather, and this is the last testimony I'm going to share with you. And this is my favorite one because Heather knew nothing at all about the mortgage industry, nothing. She hadn't even bought a house. And Heather scored 91% on the exam. So this is what she had to say. And the reason why is because she said, Artricia, tell me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to study. Tell me how to study it. I'm going to do exactly what you say so that I can pass the first time. That's exactly what she did. So here's what she had to say. Take it from someone who got 91% on the test without even being in the industry. First, I should say she gives you specific instructions. That's that system on what to study and what order to do things. And that's what I did. It was a lot to learn. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I took the course. I did all the practice exam, studied material. She passed in 3 weeks. She passed in 3 weeks because, see, her goal was to become a mortgage loan originator in 30 days or less. The test is no joke, but the class gives you what you need to pass. Listen to what she advises, put in the work, and you'll pass. So, bring it to an end here pretty soon. But the obvious question is, how do I make all of this work for me? How do I get things running up and quickly? Again, you have to take the 20-hour class. That's the class that's actually required by law. You're not going to get away with that. We offer it in boot camp style, 5-day online, 10-day online. These are all the things, all the items that come with that. You get the training, you get a couple of videos, you get a book, a training manual that I personally wrote and had approved by the NMLS. I'm going to give you all the slides and a couple of practice exams. But you also need to take the exam prep class. See, in the exam prep class, that's when I get you ready for the exam. Every single word that comes out of my mouth is something that could possibly be on the exam. There's a possible 4,000 test prep questions. You're going to get 125. You can take this test over and over and over again and not get the same questions, but you want to be prepared. So if you're taking it live, it's 5 hours, live class, you come see me, sit down, we go through it. Or you can do it online, self-paced, and there's instructional videos. And like I say, in my online classes, I'm not going to rely on you just reading and clicking next. I'm going to teach you what you need to know and test you on it and make sure you understand it. And not only can you take the online class, if you do the online class, I'm also going to give you a link where you can watch or listen to one of our entire live classes. So when you're doing it online, not only are you getting the online class, you're getting a video link that you can put on your phone, you can put on your iPad, you can put on your tablet or your computer, and you can watch a live class whenever you want. over and over and over again. I'm also going to give you 10 practice exams. If you can't pass my exams, you can't pass the exam. Okay? And you can do those practice exams, they're online, as many times as you want. And there's the other things that I'm going to give you. Maybe you're struggling in a certain area. I broke some of the training down into specific areas. It's a lot, but it's all doable in 5 to 7 days if you can commit to 2 hours a day of studying. That's how you become a mortgage loan originator in 30 days or less. Now, how much does this cost? Our 20-hour class is normally $395. On this particular webinar for you guys before midnight, you can get it for $320. That's $75 off. But you should also get the exam prep. It's normally $260. If you buy it along with the 20-hour class, I'll give you $100 off of this one. So that's a savings of $175 off of both. Instead of paying $655, you'll get it for $480. If you only need the exam prep class, I can't give you $100 off, but I'll give you $50 off. So instead of it being $260, it'll be $210. But if you're taking both classes, you can get the combo pricing, and you get $175 off. You'll get it for $480 if you do it today before midnight. Now, a few other things that I want to give you. Fast action bonuses. And the reason why they're called fast action bonuses is you got to act fast. You have to do it tonight before midnight. And these are some things that I'm putting in. Number one, there's a book that I wrote. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of those online bookstores. You're going to get it at no additional cost if you purchase today. It's a book that I wrote. I actually wrote it for my husband who was trying to pass the test back in the day and was having problems. And what this is 700 key facts you must know to pass the exam. 700 key facts. You have to know these in order to pass the exam. I put them all in one book. And as a fast action bonus, if you purchase today, you'll get that at no additional cost. Another one that I'm going to put in there, I created for students what I call the Ultimate NMLS Success Prep Kit. It's a kit with things and tools and information you need to be in there to be to be a success. 12-tip guide, some practice exams, but also a step-by-step guide on what you need to know from beginning to end to get a license and to keep up your license. We'll put that in there, fast action bonus. The third one, Successful Student Study Guide. A lot of my students have asked a lot of questions from other students like, what did you do? How did you study? How did you remember this? So I got together with a lot of my most successful students, and we wrote a guide called the Successful Student Study Guide. That's bonus number 3 that we'll give you for signing up today. Again, fast action bonuses. So those are all the things that you would get in the combo pricing, or even if you just get the exam prep today, your own before midnight, those are all the items that you would get. Few other items that my staff asked me to put in for today. The 4-hour, I gave you an additional bonus of additional study material. And I know it's a lot of information, but you want to pass this test the first time. So I made a cram course review. It's a compilation of over 400 slides with just, I call them drills, drill for skill. Do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know this? That's bonus number 1. Also, people like flashcards. So bonus number 2 here is I give you an online downloadable flashcard system, 375 flashcards. You can do them on your phone. You can do them on your computer. But what the thing is about them is they're downloadable. I actually read and dictated for you 375 flashcards. I read the question, I wait a second, I give you the answer. That way, if you're driving, you're at the gym, you're washing dishes, you can listen to me dictate these flashcards and you can study and comprehend this information. I'll also give you access to our private study group, and I'll give you a video of one of our exam prep classes. If you were to try to purchase all that stuff individually on our website, it would be $1,700, a little over. But of course, we don't want you to pay that amount. You can get it today. And you have to use one of the links that I have here. Your investment today will be $480. And you would have to do it from one of the links that I have here. If you go to our website and try to purchase it, it's going to be those other prices, and you're not going to want that. But if you want to get it for the prices that we discussed here, you have mlotrainingacademy.com/5-day/10-day/live, or maybe you've already done a 20-hour class and you just want the exam prep. There's a link there for it as well. So that's pretty much it. These are the items that you get. These are the links that you have to use. It's a full system. Fast action bonuses, if you're doing it today before midnight, I'll give you all of those things at no additional cost. And I'm going to get ready to open up for question and answer, but I promise you some things that if you stick to the end, and we're at the end, I told you that I wasn't going to keep you very long. This is how you can get it right now. Everybody that's on the webinar, I'm going to email it to you within the hour. But if you're impatient and you want to get it right this second, that's that NMLS outline as well as the 12 tips for passing the exam. You can send a text message, just like you send a very normal everyday text message. The number you're going to text to is 44222. And in the message, you're going to write NMLS cheat sheet. No spaces, just like I have it there. Okay, so the number you're going to text to is 44222. And you're going to type NMLS cheat sheet. Put in your email address. It'll send it to you right away. But if you don't feel like doing that, just give me an hour and I'll email it to you, and you don't have to worry about doing that. All right. So before I open up for question and answer, I'm going to ask you guys this, or I'm going to tell you this. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. You get it? We're already at January. It's going to be January 2019. Back last year, we made all these resolutions, all these goals, all these things we wanted to do, all these plans. It's getting ready to be a whole nother year. And we haven't even done some of those. We haven't even started some of those. I'm going to challenge you. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Don't keep putting it off. It's only going to get harder. With that, guys, thank you for attending. I hope you learned something about becoming a mortgage loan originator. I'm going to open up for questions. You will be getting a video that GoToWebinar will send you of this particular video so you can watch it again. But if you are interested in getting any of these, I encourage you to act today so that you can get those fast action bonuses. So with that, give me a few minutes and I'll open up for you guys to start typing in any questions that you have for me. But thank you for coming.